I wouldn't want to say very pleased, but good to see that it's moving forward. I think
Scott Thomas says he's lost at least a month of work, and he hasn't been able to return to full-time employment since his son Evan died. He wants to use some of his portion of the donations to give back to others through sports scholarships.
I don't think anybody in their wildest dreams imagined that it would get to be as large as it was. And unfortunately, when things get to be that big, things take time. And this is the process that we have to undertake.
A Saskatchewan court agreed to fast-track a portion of the $15 million GoFundMe campaign today to help the victims. $50,000 will be given immediately to each of the 13 survivors and the families of the 16 people killed in the crash. The process involves holding the rest of the money until a 5-member advisory committee, approved today, decides how to divvy it up.
It's not going to be an easy job.
This is the first major test for Saskatchewan's new crowdfunding legislation, the first of its kind in Canada, meant to avoid disputes that can arise when huge amounts of money are involved.
So the statute creates a method of avoiding that mess.
This legal expert says the case may be precedent-setting, and other provinces will be watching closely.
The last thing you want the court to do is suffocate this process. So the court will try to enable it and then let the parties get along getting the benefit out to the people who need it.
The advisory committee has been given a deadline, 90 days to consult with families and submit a draft report with recommendations on how to split the largest GoFundMe campaign in Canadian history. Checks for the interim payment of $50,000 each could go out within days. Olivia Stefanovic, CBC News, Regina.
Crowdsourcing challenges are also an issue in Fredericton. At least 2 GoFundMe campaigns were launched after last week's deadly shooting to assist the families of the 2 civilians and the 2 police officers killed. But police say the campaigns were never sanctioned. So GoFundMe says money won't be distributed until there's a clear plan in place for who gets it. The force has launched its own memorial fund for Constable Sarah Burns and is expected to do the same for Constable Rob Costello.